Hi Libra, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot, and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for the week of April 2nd through the 8th. This is for Libra Sun, Libra Moon, and Libra Rising signs. So Libra, for this reading, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot deck, along with the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. All right, very interesting. At the bottom of the deck, I do have the Star. Okay. So you definitely have some majors here. Let's see. With the Star, very optimistic, hopeful energy. Can also represent wish fulfillment. For me, it's a very powerful healing energy, a spiritual energy. It can sometimes just simply represent things happening, you know, on divine time. Definitely dealing with higher powers. Divinely orchestrated events. For some of you, I feel like it's a healing energy, definitely. The overall energy is death, which is not negative. Don't think that. Death is great change. So many of you are going through a lot of change. Those of you that I'm reading for, that this reading is meant for, you're going through definitely some changes here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 major arcanas here in this little spread. So death is endings and new beginnings. With every ending, there is a new beginning, or it's something that is changing forever. It will never be the same. It is transforming. So for many of you, you are going through this big change. And I feel like some of you, it's definitely maybe on the work front. And then for other, you know, Librans, it definitely could be you moving house. You know, death will often come up when it's one of those two things. But I feel like for many of you, that's exactly what it is. For a few of you, of course, it could be something else. But I feel like the majority that I'm reading for, it's definitely on the work front, or it could be a house move as well. And I think you're moving towards this healing. I think that some of you maybe have been struggling, or maybe you just went through a difficult time. Even if it's just, you know, energetically speaking, dealing with, you know, having to be patient, maybe some stagnant energies. And so, you know, I feel like you're coming out of that. With the 7 of Rods here, we have the 7 of Rods. And then the 3 of Rods underneath it. And so the 7 of Rods for me is a very passionate, courageous energy. This is someone who, you know, is willing to fight for what it is that they want. They're incredibly passionate about something. You know, this is someone who's not going to back down. They're not going to quit anytime soon. Can even be a defensive energy. But because this person didn't quit, didn't give up, they will be successful. And with the 3 of Rods underneath it, I feel like because, you know, some of you were so passionate and just didn't back down, and you know, you didn't quit when it comes to this. You're seeing growth. 3s are all about growth and expansion. And yes, your ships are coming in. Some of you have had to work incredibly hard. And there's still a lot of work that you have to do. But you're seeing that growth here this week. Now, because we have the 2 of Swords here. So maybe some of you were waiting on a decision. Could have been a decision about a home, a decision from your employer, something like that. You could have been waiting on a decision that, you know, brings about this great change, or allows for this great change to happen. So I feel like some of you, a decision is significant. And what's interesting is we have the 2 of Swords with the 5 of Swords. Which the 5 of Swords for me, you know, it can be several different things. Because it's a 5, of course, it can represent a more challenging energy. You know, you dealing with some challenges, maybe some conflicts, arguments, things like that. Deception, challenging people, challenging situations, maybe even feeling defeated in some way. But then, you know, it also can be a more aggressive energy for me. And I feel like for some of you with the 5 of Swords and the 7 of Rods here, this is definitely you taking on a more aggressive approach. With the 3 of Rods as well, you know, you're definitely working hard, putting that energy in, and I think that for some of you, this is you maybe doing whatever you have to do, you know, to be able to move towards this new beginning. You've been working very hard, and I think that some of you have felt challenged or been dealing with some challenging energies here, and this could definitely be a little bit more of an aggressive approach for some of you, which there's nothing wrong with that. The Two of Swords for me is kind of like a card of non-action, and I feel like some of you maybe previously might have felt stuck. You might have maybe felt stuck because of the energy that you were dealing with, or there could have been a few of you that maybe you just didn't know what to do, so you didn't do anything. But here with this energy, I feel like, again, there's progress, there's growth, there's things happening. And if you were in a place like that, you're coming out of it. With the Fool here, with the Fool and the Ace of Pentacles, this is you walking down a new path. And yes, some of you will have to maybe take some sort of risk or leap of faith and go for it. But, you know, I feel like with this energy, you are. And with the Ace of Pentacles, obviously a solid new beginning. Can be a new home, a new job, can be a lump sum of money. It's a new beginning that, you know, means a lot to you. You're going to value it very much. With the Tower and the Ace of Pentacles, definitely could be a new home. The Tower is an automatically negative. I often see it as a home, as a building that's significant. So with the Ace of Pentacles, the Tower, the Fool, and the Hierophant, some of you could be signing some important documents, some paperwork this week. You know, those of you that are maybe moving house, signing a lease, or purchasing a home here. With the Tower and Death, you know, these are two very powerful major arcana energies here. So, you know, you are absolutely going through this big life change. No matter if you've dealt with, you know, difficulties when it comes to that, it's still happening no matter what. You know, yes, it's a general reading, so some of you will experience this energy at different times, but no matter, you know, who you are, if this is meant for you and it's resonating with you, this is happening. You're going through this great change here. And it's really, you know, it's for the positive here. I feel like some of you, yes, maybe you have to kind of take some sort of risk with this. You know, if you're accepting a new job, if you're leaving a, you know, a company for a new company, that in itself is always, you know, obviously a little bit of a risk, you know, but I feel like this is a really good risk, and it's a good path that you're walking down. And with the Star here, you know, some of you maybe are moving towards some sort of healing. It can just generally be an optimistic energy that, you know, you're experiencing this week. Because you know that you're going through this, you know, this great change. But yeah, overall, you know, lots to look forward to. New beginnings. Some of you a new home, others a new job. If you had something legal ongoing, this definitely could even be some news coming in regards to that. The Tower, of course, can be a very sudden energy. So for a few of you, something could be happening you know, maybe when you least expect it. But let's see here. Let's pull you an additional guidance card, Libra. What else does Libra need to know for this upcoming week? Additional guidance for Libra. And if you were a Libra that was struggling on making a decision for yourself, like putting something off, not sure, not acting, with the Tower and the Two of Swords, you know, you're moving towards making that decision, coming out of this energy. This could be like a major awakening that some of you might be going through. If you were a Libra that was, you know, struggling with making a decision, you could be going through some sort of, you know, spiritual awakening or something like that here, Libra. Interesting. Okay, so we have sensitivity. You are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. Interesting. So, you know, those of you that definitely maybe were dealing with a challenging environment, energies, people, whatever it may have been, you know, this is confirming to kind of get away from that. Separate that from yourself, definitely. You are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. So definitely look after yourself here this week. Avoid, you know, maybe things with a lot of chemicals in them. Watch what you're eating. Definitely, you know, avoid difficult relationships, people. You don't want their energy to, you know, affect your energy. With this optimistic energy and this, you know, great change that you're going through, I think some of you just need simply that time to grow and kind of go through this great change. So definitely avoid any sort of negativity, negative energies, because it's what's best for you, Libra, okay? So I hope that you found this reading helpful. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please be sure to subscribe. If you are interested in having a private reading, please check out northeasttarot.com. I wish you guys a great week. Take care.